Hello everyone, Twan Michelle here, mental health therapist and narcissistic abuse recovery coach. And today I am going to give you some tips on how to set boundaries with a narcissist. I'm going to give you 5 tips. Of course, there are things that you could add to this list. There may be things on this list that may not necessarily resonate with you, but I'm going to tell you what I think is helpful in setting boundaries with these very toxic people. So the first thing that you want to do when you're setting boundaries with a narcissist is you want to clearly and firmly communicate your position. For example, you want to make it clear to them, I do not want you to contact me. Do not call me. Do not text me. Do not email me. Do not show up at my place. This relationship is over. I am not interested in being with you. We are done. You make it very clear. You have to say it in the form of a statement very firmly. You can't be seeming like you're unsure of what you want. You can't be more on the passive side. So you really have to make your needs known. You have to make your position known. That is super important in setting boundaries with the narcissist. Not that they are going to respect that, but it's good for you in practicing setting those boundaries. And if you have to take further steps, then you've done what you are supposed to do. The second thing you want to do when you're setting boundaries with the narcissist is you do not want to allow them to cross those boundaries. You don't want to take the bait. They're going to try to do something that makes you give in to them so that they are able to get what they want from you, which is basically to manipulate you and to control you. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to give in at all. I know sometimes you may feel like, okay, I'm tired of them texting me, so I'm gonna just respond once and say, leave me alone. You've already said that. That's why it's very important to say to them firmly and directly what your position is. You've already said it. You don't have to respond back to them and say, I told you not to contact me. Why are you contacting me? Leave me alone. You don't have to do that because they're just trying to get a reaction out of you. And they know that they can wear you down by constant communication, by constant hoovering. I think it was a short recently about hoovering. Check that out. I'll link it down below. So do not give in. The narcissist is going to do whatever they can to try and get you to waver with your boundaries. Do not do it, okay? They are very skillful at this. You've already said what your position is. Second thing you have to do, you have to stick with that and do not take the bait. The third thing that you want to do when setting boundaries with a narcissist is that you want to set some consequences. You want to make it clear to them, if you continue to do this, this is what's going to happen. What might those consequences look like? I don't know. If you are telling them not to contact you and they're continuously emailing, calling, texting, showing up at your place, showing up at your job. Okay, now we're talking about harassment, stalking. We can get legal authorities involved. It can be trespassing, especially if it's at your place, your residence. You can block them. That's a consequence. Hopefully you've already done that. So if you're going to set some boundaries, it has to be that there is something that could potentially be a negative outcome for you if you continue to do this. For the narcissist, however, the worst outcome for them, the worst consequence is losing you as supply. We know this. And that's the reason they are constantly harassing, constantly hoovering, stalking, trying to get you to give in, trying to cross your boundaries, not respecting your wishes. It's really all about them not being able to accept that they've lost you, because if they've lost you as supply, for one, you were probably good supply to them, which we don't ever want to be. But another part of that is they can't accept emotionally, psychologically, that they don't have advantage over you, that they are not in control of this situation, that they are not in control of you, that they don't have power over you. So they need to know that in addition to that, which we know is the worst for them, there will be other consequences if you don't accept what I'm saying. For if you are co-parenting with the narcissist and they are violating whatever the parenting plan is, you may have to get your attorney involved. I mean, there are things that you will have to do to show these people you're not playing with them. And that can be scary, especially if you're dealing with a malignant narcissist. So make sure you do this cautiously. Make sure you get help. If you're dealing with someone who happens to be aggressive, violent, or abusive, seek counsel in how you deal with that particular situation. The fourth tip, and super, super important to remember in setting boundaries with a narcissist, remember that you have the power. You create your own life. You get to decide what you will accept, what you will not accept. You get to decide what you will tolerate and what you will not. The narcissist is not in control. Once we realize we are not helpless, we are not powerless, we don't have to be manipulated by them or controlled by them, we actually have the power over our own lives, then we feel more confident and more competent in our ability to set boundaries. We also are less likely to take the bait and give in to them. We also are more likely to be firm and direct with them and follow through with our consequences. So the fourth tip that I just gave you is super, super important, because if we don't feel like we have power over our lives and what we allow in it and what we accept, we're going to find it difficult to do all of the other things that I mentioned. And the fifth thing that you want to do when setting boundaries with a narcissist, which is also super important, is that you want to keep doing the healing and recovery work on yourself so that you're not as emotionally vulnerable to them. There are so many reasons we have a hard time setting boundaries with a narcissist. Some of that has to do just with the behavior of the narcissist, with their skillful manipulation tactics. Some of it has to do with the trauma bonding, with our addiction to these people. And some of it has to do with our own stuff, with our own codependency, with our own desperate need to have approval and validation and love from unhealthy people, which is a part of codependency. Maybe we haven't done the trauma work on ourselves. Maybe we haven't healed our inner child wounds. We have family of origin issues that maybe pushed us into these types of relationships, and we haven't addressed that. We haven't done the grief work we need to do. We haven't done the self-love and self-worth work that we need to do. So if we don't work on ourselves, we are going to find ourselves in these same patterns over and over with these very toxic people, and we don't want to do that. So remember, setting boundaries with the narcissist is about setting boundaries with them, letting them know what you expect, what won't be tolerated, and what's going to be done about it if they continue to cross your boundaries. But a significant and more important part of that is doing the work on yourself, because when you work on you, you're less likely to go back to these people. You're less likely to let them in. You're less likely to be manipulated. So that's all I wanted to let you guys know. Let me know in the comment section what you do to set boundaries with your narcissist. Let me know if you've tried any of these tactics, what's worked for you, what hasn't. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. Share this out with others who you think may benefit from this topic. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting on? I'd love to have you be a part of this family, a part of this community. And if you have some video topic ideas, leave it in the comment section down below and I will deliver on that. And I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.